Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'll start here in the driveway real quick. Been quite some time since I've posted a video, and normally I post my opening archery season video that I did not do this year. However, on Saturday, the 12th, the 11th, at about quarter after 5 p.m., my deer hunt turned quickly into a bear hunt. Um, kind of funny how that all worked out, but looks kind of small here in the bed of my truck. So I'm gonna do some redneck editing here, and hopefully this shows up good. But there he is laid out on the tarp. That's an 8x10 tarp, and there's another picture, and Tika's in the corner. But a little story behind that. I had the fawns, Mama with her twins, come out into the field, and the fawns came out first. Mama was nowhere to be around, and apparently this past weekend was youth weekend for Northern Zone, and it sounded like opening weekend in Southern Zone. It was shot almost every 2 to 3 minutes. It was kind of crazy. So it's never been like that in the 8 years that we've owned the property. So I'm waiting. I'm like, oh, since you could take either doe or buck during youth season, as well as archery and muzzleloader, then I figured that Mama had been shot and the twins were by themselves. So about 45 minutes later, and now we're about quarter to 6, and lastly, it was shooting late, 6:26. Mama comes in, the fawns run off. I'm like, okay, now I can get out of my blind and take a leak. So I step out of the blind, go to take a leak, and I hear, twigs breaking off to my left. So I was like, oh shit, must be, gotta be a buck or something. Give me something that's coming in. So I quick get done, shut the door quietly, and I had the bow up against the chair. So I peek out the window and saw this guy coming in from looking out the windows to the right of the blind. When I was on the steps taking a leak, it was to the left of the blind. So he came in, and it wasn't really giving me a shot, and his nose went up, and the breeze was coming at my face through the blind, so I was downwind. The blind setup of that stand, 90% of the time, it's not a swirling wind, it's going to be downwind. The wind's going to come at your face. And he got broadside to me, and I remember watching on YouTube with bear and shot placement, you go 3 inches back and 3 inches higher than you would on a whitetail, just the way that their vitals are set up. So V3 8, and Grim Reaper was sent, complete pass through, and he hunched over, and he ran, and he went through the circle, like did a little half circle back in on one of the main trails that head to the hemlocks, and heard him crash. I was like, all right, got a hold of my brother. He came up, and he went and looking, cannot find my arrow, and I use nocturnal lighted nocks, so that arrow must have been buried right into the ground. That bothers me that I didn't find the arrow. But it was about 5 feet from where he went in that had really good blood, and this was probably about now 10-15 minutes after the shot. So we backed out, went back to camp, loaded up the trailer, got a Coleman lantern, and gave it about another hour. I'm like, I don't want to wait too much longer, because now it's dark, and if he's in the hemlocks, we're going to be screwed. But went in, found the blood, the first blood that we found, went another couple feet and found 2 little pin drops. I'm like, something ain't right. And went another couple feet, and it was like 3-inch wide by 12-inch long. So we took a spray paint can, typical Grim Reaper, and he was another 10 feet from there, piled up and done. So we're gonna get him up. We've never processed bear. This is the first and probably the last bear that I will ever take. I've kind of told myself that I'd never shoot a black bear, but they have been getting a little destructive, and this boar we've had on trail camera hitting the side of the camp ripping the siding off and hitting the pylons and chewing on the legs of the raised blind. So he had to go. But getting a full body mount done on this guy, and that was the success for my archery season. My deer hunt turned into a bear hunt within about 40 minutes. So I'll do another video, maybe if they let me record, up at Miller's, get him on the scale. We're thinking he's 250. He's not a cub, but definitely not the biggest boar that we've got on the property. But he's got some hookers on him, and rigger still hasn't left, but it's been super cold, so he just might be a little froze. But good deal. Good luck to everybody else. Stay safe and have fun. Catch you guys later.